Welcome to the Meridian 5G user interface tutorial. In this video, we will guide you through the system status information available in our web interface and the main features and configuration options. Let's start with the main dashboard. It shows general status information for the router and individual modems, as well as some key metrics. You can see that we have now 4 active VPN links. We can see the CPU and mainboard temperatures of the router. Here are the current downlink and uplink speeds, as well as peak speeds for the last hour, peak download speed, and peak upload speed for the last hour. Also, we can see that all modems are currently on 4G networks, but on different mobile carriers. The first one is on Orange France, the second on Bouygues Telecom, the third on SFR, and the fourth on the Free network. You can see upload and download throughputs individually per modem and their temperatures, SIM slot in use, either our eSIM or the usual SIM slot, the distance to cell tower, the latency of the connection based on ping, and the status of packet data network and VPN tunnel. Let us run a speed test. First, it would be 15 seconds download and then 15 seconds upload speed test. You can see here instantaneous throughput we're getting currently in total for all 4 modems and individual speeds per modem. Afterwards, there would be an uplink speed test. You can use the speed test feature to verify the router's performance separately from the yacht network, as well as to verify the SIM cards and carrier configuration. Here, under More Info, you can see more detailed information about your SIM cards, about the modem, like the IMEI number, the firmware version, the IP address in the carrier network, as well as some detailed status information to help you debug in case of any issues, and also for our support to be able to help you. You have complete freedom over switching modems on and off, so you can switch off any number of modems, and then only modems which are on would be used to pass your data. Let's start with the router configuration menu. Here, on top, we can see the IP addresses and masks for 2 LAN interfaces of the router. Then, there is carrier configuration per modem. We can select data mode 4G, 3G, or multi-mode 3G plus 4G, and then we have several carrier selection options. It could be set to automatic, when modem selects carrier by itself among those available in the area. Then it could be set to manual carrier selection from the list of preset carriers. So you can select the carrier from the predefined list. And finally, modems 3 and 4 are configured also with the manual carrier selection, but using network scan results. You can see that this modem uses network scan from modem number 3, and here is the list of options which were available to this modem at the moment when the network scan was performed. Then we see LTE bands configuration. The first 2 modems have all LTE bands enabled, which this modem supports, and then modems 3 and 4 have only high-frequency bands, which are used in Europe, enabled bands 1, 3, 7, 32, 38, and 40. And of course, it is possible to enable or disable each individual band if you want to. And then in the SIM configuration submenu, you have an option to switch to physical SIM card slots or use eSIM provided by us. You have an option of using automatic or manual APN settings. You can set APN user and password individually per modem. And of course, you can set PIN code if this SIM card is locked. So, this was basic settings. Now we'll go to advanced ones. Here, again for each modem, you can select firmware version when instructed by our support team. Basically, you need to switch to Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile US profiles only when you're using SIM cards from these United States carriers. And here, you can also find our user interface manual, which contains detailed descriptions for different menu items and controls for our router. Now, under the Reports section, you can check out traffic reports, daily and detailed per minute ones, network status information, and historical charts. Let's start with daily traffic reports. Here you can find daily information about data usage per SIM card. You can see that there are 4 records for the December 13th. Per each SIM, it shows how many gigabytes were sent, gigabytes received, and total data usage. Also, you can filter by SIM card and by the date range. For example, this SIM card has total data usage of 33 gigabytes. Similar information you can find in the detailed traffic report. These records are generated every minute, and you can also see which carrier was in use during this minute. And, of course, how much data was sent, received, and transferred in total. Then, on the network status page, you can find a lot of detailed metrics related to network status, network quality, and performance. Currently, all modems are on LTE, so we see here RSSI, RSRP, RSRQ, SNR, also modulations, transmission power, and other metrics. Then goes LTE carrier aggregation. You can see that it could show up to 5 carriers. This is what the modem supports. But at the moment, maximum 2 CA is in use. And finally, cell information. Information about the cell tower, which is serving the modem, its cell ID, tracking area code, and states of the modem. And under the charts section, you can see plots for several metrics, such as maximum downlink speed per minute, maximum uplink speed, distance to cell in kilometers, latency in milliseconds. So, these are per minute metrics for today, but you can select custom range, for example, last 2 days, and also show additional RF metrics if you want to. This may help analyze performance and troubleshoot if necessary. This historical information for the last 2 days indicates when there was high or low network usage by the router in downlink and uplink. Also shows distance to cell, latency, and then carrier which was used by each of the modems, RSRP metric on the primary carrier, RSRQ, SNR, and transmit power. As said, it will help you analyze routers and network performance and troubleshoot if necessary. Switching to the SIM cards menu. Here you can see the list of all SIM cards which were used on the router and their IMSI IDs, as well as you can enable or disable SMS service per SIM card. Here you can see that currently for this SIM card, SMS service is enabled. It also shows you which of these SIM cards are currently in which modem. The APN library contains the APN, username, and password for a lot of carriers all over the world, so you don't need to enter this information manually all the time. For example, for BTC by Bahamas Telecom, there is an APN saved, and they don't use any username or password. These settings would be used if you have the APN set up to automatic in router configuration. And of course, you can add new APN to this APN library as well. And then SMS menu. Currently, you can see that there are 4 unread SMS. In the received SMS list, you can see when and from whom every message came. The same is available for the sent SMS, and, of course, you can send new SMS messages from each of the SIM cards which are currently in use in the router. And finally, you can reboot, shut down, and log out from the router dashboard. Here, on the dashboard's top right side, you can see your public IP address, which we provide as well as our support contact information, email, and phone number. That's it for our UI review. Thank you for watching our user interface tutorial. If you have any questions, you can always contact our support. We look forward to working with you.